morning, everyone. Welcome to beautiful Gulfstream Park on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Ron Nicoletti along with Katie Stazak. And Katie, looks like we're the only warm spot in the country, so we're going to enjoy it today. We got a fast main track, a firm turf course, and we got a nice guarantee in the Rainbow Six. $50,000 races 5 through 10 today. And you see it's $50,000, Katie, because it was hit the other day for $317,000.
What a tremendous payout that was. We've had a lot of long shots winning the past few days, allowed that to be paid out, but I'm sure it's going to go right back up again. I could not be happier to be here. It's about 80 degrees and sunny. My apologies to everyone up north, but get yourselves down here, and I guarantee you'll be a lot happier.
You know, that Rainbow Six we were talking about the other day, I think they hit it for like $32 or some kind of ticket like that. So amazing. So that starts in race number 5 today with a 10-race card. And it was a fantastic weekend last weekend and last week totally. Now we're going to start again, as we mentioned, with this fast main track firm turf course. Our first race on Wednesday afternoon is a 1-mile starter optional claimer. Fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up, $10,000 the claiming price. And we want to show you a video of horses that are going to be running today.
Yeah, what a great race this is to start off the day, actually. We're going to show you a race where my top 3 picks finished 1, 2, 3 in their last start together. You're going to see Elusive Harmony, who's on the lead, going to draw off to a very nice win. Courtney Ryan, who's going to stalk the pace, kind of drift out a little bit, is second best on this day, but Courtney Ryan's a local favorite around here. And then we're also going to have Hot Coffee, who closes to get up for third by a neck. These are my top 3 selections today. Elusive Harmony is right now 4 to 5 early on, and probably going to be your favorite. She ran a great race last time out, but I'm thinking today that Courtney Ryan is going to turn the tables on Elusive Harmony. A local favorite, had the second most wins in the nation, 10 wins last year, and you know, one of the most consistent horses in the nation, not just in South Florida.
Yeah, and she's a 9-time local winner in there. With that said, I did go with Elusive Harmony, Hot Coffee in second, and Courtney Ryan in third. I'm thinking, I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong, that you got to go with an exactor and trifecta box in this first race, because these 3 horses keep knocking heads with each other, and I think they're the logical 3 to open up the event. And like Katie said, probably get a little bit of a better price with Courtney Ryan than you will with Elusive Harmony, at least the way it looks right now. But very early in the wager, we still have 52 minutes to post. Let's flip the page and go to the second race, which is our first turf race of the afternoon. 1-mile claimers 4 and up, non-winners of 3 in life, $35,000 scratch to 10. Notion of mine, I went with the number 8 in here, March Reward, and so did you.
Yeah, this horse is taking a pretty big drop in class for this race, coming in off a start in a $50,000 optional claimer, and he won that race. Scored a game-head victory on December 14th, and that was his first start since October. I think he could be even better. Second start off the layoff. Mike Maker, 22% with horses making their second start off a 45 to 180-day layoff. Mike Maker and Javier Castellano also winning 38% of their races together. I just think this horse has the form and the credentials to win this race. Only finished it off the board once in 5 starts here over the Gulfstream turf course.
Yeah, we both have the number 7 Oklahoma Den on a ticket too, but I used another horse in there, and that's Greek God, turning back to this 8-furlong distance. What I thought was a useful local debut in which he rallied to finish third behind aforementioned Oklahoma Den. Mike Trombetta, this is what I like. He's 24% with second off the 45 to 180-day layoff. Joel Rosario back in town, named to ride today, Oklahoma Den. But you also used the number 9, which I did not use, and that won.
That's Indiana Jones. I threw him in. He too's taking a pretty good class drop in this race. His last outing was in an allowance at Keeneland. Very well beaten in that race. But prior to that, he posted back-to-back 80 buyers when running third in allowances at Kentucky Downs and Woodbine. I just think this is a very appropriate spot for him. And trainer Mark Cassey has gotten off to a pretty good start this meet. He's won twice already from just 6 starters.
Yeah, and all his horses look fantastic when they're in the walking ring. Let's go to the third race today. 6 furlong, maiden fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. These are under maiden special weight conditions. We have 1 jockey each in here on number 5, Make the Rider, Jonathan Gonzalez, and I went with the number 1 in here, Lovely, who showed tons of promise sprinting on the turf here last year. Now goes back to the main track for a first start since March the 23rd. Jimmy Jerkins is the trainer. He's 3 for 10, 30% with the longer than 180-day layoff, and this daughter of a pulpit really training nicely for this performance, and I really respect the barn. Coming off the layoff, I can understand why you went with the number 3, Mine for Life, a daughter of distorted humor debuting for Kieran McLaughlin, but I went with the number 1, Lovely.
Yeah, there's a lot to like about Lovely. Kind of starting over in a way. Also, the dam, all of her offspring have run better on the dirt, so I think this is going to set up well for her in this race. Mine for Life, I like from the Kieran McLaughlin barn. You know, this filly, to making her first start as a 4-year-old, it's obviously taken her a long time to get to the races, but it's clear that she's a filly that's nice enough that's been worth being patient with. I talked to Kieran McLaughlin. He likes this filly, very well bred, like you mentioned, distorted humor, 17% with his progeny that are making their career debuts. She's the first foal out of Abby's Angel, who is a stakes-winning and graded stakes place runner. I really like the way that she's been training up at Palm Meadows.
You know, we also have the number 2, Charming Delilah, on our ticket. This one making her first start on a traditional dirt surface after rallying to finish second. That was a pair of maiden special weight sprints on the Woodbine Polytrack. The trainer was Sid Attard. Joel Rosario atop this Ontario-bred daughter of Stephen Got Even. Hasn't been a great number of horses that have run on the Polytrack in Canada that come down here and win on the main track. That's not to say the turf, but on the main track. So Sid Attard does an excellent job. We both put him on the ticket, but still going to have to prove this horse that it can handle the switch from Polytrack to dirt.
Absolutely, but the works suggest that she's on track for this race. I like the way she's been training. Definitely throw her in.
Well, let's go to the 4th race and go back to the turf. If you're just joining us, the turf course is listed as affirmed. This is a 5-furlong maiden event. Fillies and mares 4 and up. The claiming level is $20,000. And race number 4, I went with the number 1, and so did you, Mongol Voice. This one moved to the Bradley Rainwater barn via the claim after dueling for the lead and weakening late to finish second as the odds-on choice at this level and distance. The barn, don't know much about it, but look at recent claims, 1 for 1. So 100%, very limited sampling. Rafael Hernandez, who's been riding really nicely here in the irons for the number 1 Mongol Voice.
Yeah, and also, again, with the smaller sample, Bradley Rainwater, 50% in turf sprints. He's doing well with the small numbers that he has. I thought this was a very clear choice for me, obvious choice in Mongol Voice. I put Lloyd Harbor in second. The horse that finished just behind Mongol Voice last time out, he was a length behind in that December 10th outing. We talk about horses that sometimes have a bad case of seconditis. This horse has a bad case of thirditis. She's been third in each of her last 3 starts, but I can easily see her hitting the board once again today, but I think Mongol Voice is your clear top choice.
And number 8, Acrostic, who we have our 2 second and third choices flip-flop. Acrostic has her Claimatex sliced in half after hitting the board in one of 2 recent $40,000 sprints, going 6 furlongs. That was up on the Belmont turf. Trainer Roy Lerman has Gabrielle Saez atop this daughter of Alphabet Soup. So we are in agreement. We just got them flip-flop, but we both like the number 1 Mongol Voice. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to start to look at the Rainbow Six, which starts on race number 5 when we have a 10-race card.
Rainbow Six time.
Gulfstream Park is one of Florida's top entertainment destinations, mixing restaurants, clubs, a casino, and international boutique shops with world-class racing. In a lavish, sun-drenched setting with the feel of a Mediterranean village, Gulfstream is a leading year-round entertainment and tourist destination and the home of luxury residences in 2014. The Stronach family, owners of Gulfstream Park, is committed to the sport of thoroughbred racing and the grace, spirit, and generosity of the horse.
The Rainbow Six is back, and it's better than ever. Now with a 20-cent base wager, it will expand the market for the popular wager. And in addition to doubling the base wager, the percentage returned to the winners on the days the jackpot isn't hit is increased to 70%, with 30% going to the carryover pool for the next program. Gulfstream Park, first post, 1240 each and every day. As Katie mentioned, it is now Rainbow Six time. I try to jump the gun. I'm so excited. We got that $50,000 jackpot guarantee. Our 5th race, 1 mile on the turf, maiden claimants, fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up, $50,000. You went with the number 1, Sink Fit. I went with the number 9, Red Parasol, and I'll tell you why. Debuting locally for trainer Dave Casson after a couple of, I thought, really well-meant second-place finishes, going a mile and a mile in the 16th, respectively, across town at Gulfstream Park West. Corey Lanamy just starting to win races in bunches. Now will ride this daughter of Sun King. Can understand why you have the one Sink Fit on top of your ticket.
Yeah, you don't see this very often, but Chad Brown actually claimed this filly out of a race at Belmont in October. She'll be making her first start for Brown today, who really just posts sensational numbers with new horses, and especially with turf runners. 50% first off the claim, 29% first turf, and 27% with horses making the turf move. She's going to have Javier Castellano helping her out today, and I just expect a much bigger effort than what you saw the first go around with this filly. She was very well beaten, but that was over a sloppy main track at Belmont.
You know, I want to hear why you have the number 6 or Rachel's Temper on your ticket, because it's the morning line favorite, and I see you got it in second. I didn't use it at all, so I want to know why.
Well, she was actually second in the race with Sing Fit and came back to run another second at that same level at Aqueduct. She's just really run well enough on turf to be considered in this spot, but I can understand why you didn't put her on the ticket, because her best efforts have come on a sloppy main track. That's why I don't have her on top. A little bit of a concern, but I just went for more of the consistency factor.
Well, I'll give you a little bit of a long shot in here, and that's the 7 Extravagant Affair. This one was returning to the maiden claimant ranks after what I thought showed good early speed before fading at the 8th pole. That was against maiden special weight runners. It was across down at Gulfstream Park West. I thought this horse ran pretty nicely in that race. Trainer Kathy Monjon has Rafael Hernandez named to ride, and I just think this horse is at a proper level and has tactical speed and can run well. And you're going to get a bit of a price on number 7 Extravagant Affair. Anything else on your ticket? Oh, you have the 9 on your ticket. At least you have the 9 on your ticket along with my top pick. I'm so glad. I did not have that 6.
I like Red Parasol. Very consistent overall, seems to show up every time. My only concern is that this is a tiny bit of a step up from her from the last place she ran. I think others have posted a little bit better numbers, but you definitely have to consider, and I would not leave her off your Rainbow Six ticket.
Well, we're going to go to the 6th race, the 6 furlong sprint. Claimants, fillies and mares 4 and up, non-winners of 3 races or race since July 7th. And if you do the math, that's 6 months, $6,250. The claiming level, scratch the number 2 horse in here, Arnhem, and I went with the number 3. Spirit Within is dropping into the $6,250 condition claimer on the dirt after chasing the pace and weakening versus $20,000 3 lifetime claimers going 5 furlongs on the turf. Here's a nice stat. Jane Sibeli, 36% with horses going from the turf to the main track, and I think this daughter of Graham Hall, 4-year-old daughter of Graham Hall, is spotted perfectly with this level of competition. And this, of course, kicks off the pick 5 for the afternoon. So I think this is one of the horses I would almost be tempted to single, but you went with the number 1 horse in here, and that's Twinkling Time.
Yeah, quick note on Jane Sibeli. You mentioned this horse being well spotted. I think she's so great at that. All of her horses seem to always be competitive in the right spot. She's off to a great start at this meet, winning 22% of her races. You mentioned you might think about singling the Spirit Within. I have the 1 on the top of my ticket as my Rainbow Six single, and you don't even have it at all. So let's talk about Twinkling Time. Was an obvious choice for me, taking a significant drop in class from the $30,000 level. Was actually 3rd in a start here on December 17th at that level. Just 2 starts back, was 2nd at Gulfstream Park West, from running for $25,000, was beaten just a length by a filly named Tex Appeal, also from the Jane Sibeli barn, who came back to run 2nd, very nice 2nd in allowance here, starter allowance here last week. I think this is going to be the lowest tag she's ever run for, and I just think she's been aggressively positioned to win.
Well, there you go. So we agree to disagree in here. I also used the 10, Nora in the Sky, hoping to find a kinder pace scenario today after failing to reel in Speedy Tomei, going 5.5 furlongs last time out. I like the fact that this horse is stretching out with that tactical speed. 8 previous races at this distance, only 1 win, but 3 seconds and 3/3. Thus, I put it behind the horse that I like in here, the Spirit Within, and I also used the 5, Looking for a Star.
Yeah, look of a star. First time blinkers on today for Safi Joseph.
Well, our 7th race of the afternoon is a 6 furlong. This is for state-bred maidens, 3-year-olds, maiden special weight conditions. And we want to go back and show you a race from November 28th, I believe it was.
Yeah, we're going to look at a horse named Abounding Legacy, who I love today, and I thought this was a super effort. You're going to watch the break here. You can't see it super clearly, but you can see him right there take back. Did not break well, gets shuffled back. Watch him close down at the rail. I mean, you don't think he's going to be anywhere near the top 2. He comes absolutely flying late, doesn't switch leads, still gets up. He's actually going to get up for second in this race. Right there, I couldn't believe it. I thought this was a great effort from him. Wasn't really even in the picture coming around the turn into the stretch. Was 8.5 lengths back at the 3/8 pole when the winner was already in front. Makes up 4.5 lengths in the stretch to get up for the place. He's going to get an extra half furlong to go today, and hopefully a better break is going to give him a better chance too.
We have our exacta flip-flopping here. I went with the 8 cool man walking. This one stretching out to 3/4 of a mile after making a middle move, finishing third. That was in its 5.5 furlong career debut versus this same level of competition. Safi Joseph Jr., Javier Castellano returning on this son of Cool Coleman. Got a bounding legacy from my ticket for all the reasons you just shown. The horse that I like in here that might be a little bit of a price is the 7 Wild Woo Woo. Is back in South Florida after facing state-bred competition, after shipping up to Tampa, coming within a neck of defeating open maiden special weight competition, going 6 furlongs up there. That race went in 1:10-3. Anthony Pecoraro, under the radar here at Gulfstream Park, does a great job. Rafael Hernandez, I keep just mentioning his name today, so I hope he has a real good day today. At 7 Wild Woo Hoo on my ticket. This one could be the sneaky in the race.
Could be. I also threw in Dreaming of Frank, debuting for Michael Petro, who's 20% with his first-time starters. Also, leading rider Luis Saez, who will be in the irons. I'm going to quote Stuart Scott, the ESPN analyst, who sadly passed away this week, because Luis Saez must be butter, because he is just on a roll. I think you could throw him in. I actually had Sarah Guaro on my ticket, but he scratched, so I threw in Dreaming of Frank.
Well, let's go to the 8th race. This is a 6 furlong maiden claiming event. These are fillies at 3-year-olds, and we want to show you a race back from November 17th, and it's Emerald Citadel.
Yeah, Emerald Citadel. This, I remember watching this race. This is quite a trouble call. Running steadily, Emerald Citadel closing, easily going to get the place until that happens. Just completely ducks in. Straightens up a little bit, tries to re-rally, just misses second by a length. Not sure exactly what happened and caused her to duck in that day, but it happened. I like that she was able to refocus a little bit and get going again. The filly that finished ahead of her that day, Can't Miss, won by 7.5 lengths here just last week to break her maiden. So I think it's Emerald Citadel's turn to break her maiden today.
If she keeps it straight in the stretch, has a big shot. I did go with the number 6 Queen Carla. This is a daughter of Tis Wonderful, debuting for trainer Gustavo Delgado with a really solid morning work tab shown across town at Gulfstream Park West. Trainer Delgado, 24% with his first-time starters. Javier Castellano in the saddle. See, you got that horse. In second, I used number 5. Everything is awesome in there, and this one is the most seasoned runner in the field. 6 previous races, but no wins. A second and a third. Hoping to finally shed the maiden tag. Missed second against $40,000 types at the distance last time out. So maybe that seasoning will pay off today.
Definitely could. I also threw in Meet Me for a Smoke, who's dropping in for a tag for the first time, gets the addition of blinkers. That should help her get involved a little bit earlier in this race.
Also threw in the 11 Secrets of Summer. It's a daughter of Sharp Humor, debuting for trainer Ian Wilkes. Well, our 9th race today is our feature race of the afternoon. It's 7 furlongs. It's the Miami Shores, $60,000, 4-year-olds and upward. Scratch the 3, the 8, the 9, and the number 10 horse in here. And the jockey change on the 1, Make the Rudder on Best Behavior, Joel Rosario. And I went with the number 4 in here, Old Doño. This is a stakes winner at the 7 furlong distance. Stretches out after rallying to finish third. But I know you wanted to show a race from Wedding Toast from New York.
Yeah, what a way to start off the week, first off, with this race. Great race. We're going to see Wedding Toast today, who is a really classy filly that has not run much in a while, but we're going to see her today. This is a grade 3 up at Aqueduct. She drifts out a little bit just to look the opponent in the eye. That's Toasting, who's a very nice filly in her own right and gets a very game victory to get a graded stakes win. And I think just without question, Wedding Toast is the class of the field. Now, she's only run once since 2013. But the only horse to beat Wedding Toast since her career debut has been Princess of Silmar, multiple Grade 1 winner, very, very nice mare. The layoff's a concern, but I think with the connections, Keir McLaughlin, 35% with horses coming off a layoff of this length. He said that he wanted to bring this filly back in a little bit of a softer spot, but it turned out tougher than he thought it would, and she drew outside. But I have the utmost confidence in them today.
Wedding Toast got beat by Toasting or whatever, so it's
Wedding Toast beat Toasting.
So Toasting and Toasting.
Yes,
okay.
I bet that was a fun call to the wire.
Yeah, definitely. And I went, as we both have, number 4, Donia Stakes winner at the 7 furlong distance. Stretches out, rallied to finish third behind a repeat stakes winner, Merry Meadow. That was in the 6 furlong Grade 3 Sugar Swirl. Marty Wilson, Johnny Velasquez atop this 5-year-old daughter of Curlin. I'm always a sucker for horses that like the 7 furlong distance. Went with the 4, Donia Wendy Toast for all the reasons you mentioned. And another one from Marty Wilson I used on the ticket number 6, Flora's Island.
Well, if Wedding Toast isn't ready and needs a race, Old Donia is the one that's going to capitalize on it, without question. I also threw a different Wolfson entrant. He entered 5 in here. He's going to run 3, 2 scratch. And I just have to tip my hat to this mare. What a claim she has been for Marty Wolfson. Wins the Claiming Crown Glass Slipper, runs second in the Sky Beauty, actually finished ahead of Old Donia in that race, and just behind Merry Meadow that you mentioned that just won the Grade 3 Sugar Swirl. So definitely has some class, this mare.
And this is a real nice race for a Wednesday afternoon. It sounds like a graded stakes race we're talking about, doesn't
Absolutely. I'm excited.
Yeah. Let's go to the 10th and final race on the Wednesday card. 5 furlongs on the grass course, listed as for maiden claim is 4 and up, $20,000. We have a jockey change on the number 8 in here, and that is Edgar Prado. Also have a scratch of the number 13 horse in here, and the number 4 horse is a gelding. And the number 5 horse, what's listed as a gelding, is now a colt. I don't know how they did that, but we'll give you those changes a little later on. I went with the number 2 in here, Hector's Pride. Finished second with competing versus this caliber of competition. Was on this course back in August. Drops. Faced maiden special weight competition after returning from the layoff on October 24th. Rodriguez. Jose Lescano atop the son of Cowtown Cat, excuse me.
I think this is a race where you're going to be thinking about your Rainbow Six. You have to go deep in this race because there were 4 horses that I liked and had to pick 3. And I think that you could see a lot of different horses getting up in this race. I went with the 8 Nantucketeer, dropping in for a tag for the first time today after finishing second in a maiden special weight up at Indiana Downs. Michael Petro will saddle him for the first time today, and I think he's put him in the spot to succeed. And it just seems to have the most consistent form of this group.
Yeah, I got it on the ticket too. And we also have the number 1, Orch Lee, a son of Exchange Rate, making his career debut for trainer George Weaver. But I think if you have someone you can single early on, like you had your single earlier on, you can go a little deeper in this race for your Rainbow Six. And don't forget, we got the Super High 5 in the 10th race. And boy, I've been watching the Super High 5. It pays fantastically every day. I don't know how you pick 5 winners, horses in a row, but they know how to put those tickets together, and it's only $1 wager.
It's a really fun bet, a really challenging bet. Quite a puzzle. I've seen it been paying out like 20 grand. What a bet it is. I want to just have a quick note on Orchley. I didn't put him on top just because of the experience factor, but George Weaver does really well with his first-time starters, 24%, 40% with horses debuting in maiden claimers. And this colt is a half-brother to Monument Hill, who stakes place and has earned more than $300,000.
That just to add to your confusion here in the Super High 5. Now, it's a fun bet. You gotta do it. Don't forget, we got the Rainbow Six in race number 5 with that $50,000 jackpot guarantee. And want to remind you, this weekend, every Saturday and Sunday during the month of January, we have a $50,000 guarantee in the Pick 5 on Saturday and Sunday, and a $100,000 guarantee in the late Pick 4. That's Saturdays and Sundays throughout the month of January. Good luck with all your selections today. Katie, anything else before we sign off?
Well, just enjoy. This is a great card for a Wednesday, and enjoy the beautiful weather here because we're the only ones that have this.
We are back in action for another week of racing here in South Florida. Beautiful weather conditions.